I am Julie Marie Carter. I am a transformational life coach, and I'm just so excited to be having this conversation with Jen. And
Mhm.
regardless of what we end up naming this, whether it's the Julie and Jen show or conversations with Julie and Jen, I spent all morning thinking about fun names and they got a little too crazy. So I just decided to keep it very simple,
I
but the names may change.
the name's gonna change. I love Julie and Jen show, but like then I do social media for Julie, and I'm kind of the one that not even forced, but was like we need to do a podcast because once I hear you talk, I'm like everyone needs to hear you talk,
Oh.
and truly like I say that all the time, but it's true because once you get started, it's gonna be amazing, and I feel like everyone needs to hear it. So yeah.
I love
I'm
it,
glad we're
Jen.
finally doing it.
Yay, thank you so much. So I'm so curious, like with this podcast app, where am I looking? If I'm looking at you, am I looking at the camera?
No, so I'm looking at you right now. Does it look weird?
No, it doesn't. But it doesn't look like you're looking exactly at me. I think it's probably because if we're looking at the camera, but doesn't matter either way. It's like
Okay.
the
I'm
little
gonna, I'm gonna look back and forth between me and you.
it's yeah, I think it's probably designed to be natural, but it's just
Yeah,
thanks.
but we're
Working out
overthinkers. We're overthinkers, so who knows?
Yeah, we're perfectionists. Our eyes must be aligned in the right direction at all times.
Then they are, and the Virgo in me, I'm like, where do I look? It has to be perfect.
So, what's on our agenda today?
I want to talk about the women's group that I feel like everyone wants to know about or should know about. I feel like we should dive into that.
Yeah, yes, yes, yes. So, I said in my little training video about the women's group that this just came from a desire, like my own personal, like deep desire for more connection and fun. I think that women nowadays have like very unique needs. And it would just be really incredible to find a space where women can come together and be supported.
I love that. It's like a group of like best friends that are strangers, but like we're gonna be best friends.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel. I didn't even know about it until I started working with you. Like I've never been in a women's group. I've never done anything like that. And as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, oh, I have to be in it. Even though we work together, I'm like, oh well, I'm joining. So hope you don't mind.
Yeah, I know. I loved that. I was like, oh my God. And that's how I knew, Jen, that I needed to do it because everybody that I told, like, I kind of want this. I kind of want this. And everyone's like, oh my God, I want it too. And I kept getting that feedback. And after a while, I was like, for one point, I was like, you should do this. You should like telling other people they should have one. And then one day I'm just like, you know what? I think I'm going to be the one to do it.
You know what? I'm gonna be the doer.
I have a question. Is it like echoing?
Yeah, did you hear that?
What did you just do? Oh,
I think I fixed it.
but your sound also went down.
Oh my god.
But I think it's okay. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, is it a little bit better?
It's better now.
Okay.
It's actually much better.
Okay, that was scaring me, and I didn't want to be the one to say it. So I was like, what? What is going on? Okay,
Our listeners would be like, dude, guys, there's like an elephant in the room. Like,
there's
it's
some
echoing. Like, who
your
is going
lap
to stop this?
your laptop is on fire, actually.
I know it sounded like some sort of like X Files, like the
I
swarm
know.
of like bees were coming to get us.
Stop it. Okay, it should be better now, hopefully.
Okay, back to the agenda.
Back to it.
So, yeah, everyone was just saying to me, like, I would love one. We all wanted one. Who's going to do it? So I guess, but here's the thing. I've always had this drive to create. I have so much knowledge and I always thought there needs to be some space to put all my resources and all the things that I have spent the past like 15 years like seeing, does this work? Does this work? Does this work? Does this work? Like I am a body of knowledge and wealth and it's like when I can just get it out to like people so that people can be like helped by all this knowledge, I really wanted to channel it into some community aspect. And originally it was meant to be for both men and women, which is still, I think, ultimately like my grander vision. However, it was definitely, in my soul to start with a more intimate women's group and just be able to pour into that and make it something incredibly special.
I love that. And speaking to like the resources of it, like you will literally send me like the other day when you sent me the breathing work thing, like it's not like a lie. Like you have a plethora of resources. Look at me with big words. I'm like, you have a plethora of resources that you're like, you just want to share it with other people. It's
Yeah,
not even about what else can you gain out of this? It's like, I want to share this with people because I've been through it and I've learned from it and I want other people to too. Like that's
absolutely.
genuinely what I've learned from you is like you've done everything that you're telling other people to do. It's never something that you've never done.
Right. Yeah. And
Mm,
then it's also this idea that like we could all support each other. So, like, women can reach out and say, hey, does anyone have any music that will make me feel sexy? Or it could be something super simple. Or it could be like, hey, I'm going through like deep trauma around this. Does anyone know something that helps? And I think that as much as I'm going to pour into the community with like everything that I know and have and has supported me, like, it's really what I'd love to see is a space where women can pour into each other. And like, then if we do it really well, we can organize everything so that like people can easily access things and plug into different groups and different networks for whatever's like really relevant in their life. They could be like, "Ooh, there's this is happening and I can connect to that." And so I think that, I have so much that I want to do with it, but I'm really feel like it's going to become so much bigger than obviously than me and what I know, but something that people from all different, walks of life and people that have different knowledge can pour into. It's ultimately, there is a fee for it. The reason why there is a fee is because I believe people value what they pay for. And it also allows me to do more for the group, but it's not ultimately for monetary gain. It's more a heart project. I really feel like this is my heart project.
yeah, I can attest to that too. Like just being in the behind the scenes of it, launching it on your social media. It's like we were just so excited about it. It's truly about what you're gonna gain from it and building that group of loyal people that want to be a part of it. People that are like,
Yeah.
I want to do this. I don't know if it's right for me, but like this is an option where it's like no matter what, someone can try it out, and if they don't like it, they don't like it. And I know I'm someone who also like appreciates genuine friendships where it's like you can get on that deeper level. And so being able to have this group is almost like another start to that in a way, like building new friendships and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the cool thing is that every single woman that's in this group is contributing to the group. So
Mhm.
it's like even
Mhm.
myself, like I am also contributing. So we're all like equals. We're all like paying into the same idea. And so like we're all, even though I'm organizing it and running the platform, and we'll probably have leaders and coaches to support people in different ways, but it's really to support each other, each other's businesses, and really thrive together. And it's really out of a deep, deep desire to create a space to pour into each other and to become the best versions of us together, because women are pretty powerful and pretty incredible, and
Mhm.
I just want to like draw that all together. So
I love that. Is there
um
something that you like want people? Well, I guess it would be different for everyone. I was gonna say like, is there something you want people to gain out of it? But like, I feel like the answer would be different for everyone. Like, maybe someone's
yeah, so
looking
it's
for
it's really
sisterhood.
funny that you asked that, because
Yeah.
one of the things when I was journaling this morning I wrote was, can we ask ourselves, me, you, right now, and anybody listening to this podcast, any woman that hears this, can you ask yourself, in the deepest sense, what do we truly need?
Mhm.
So if we think about what we deeply need in our lives, especially in the context to a woman's group or connecting with other women, like what do we really need?
Mhm.
Because I think that if we could ask ourselves that, I close my eyes when I'm like going
Mhm.
inward.
Mhm.
People that know me get used to it. They're like, she's been
She's
there somewhere.
thinking. She's thinking.
Yeah, and so I think that like if we could ask ourselves like what we really deeply need and what we would love to have and experience, then we can create that and we
I love
can
that.
yeah.
I
So
guess,
like
ooh, I feel like a good thing to ask is also like, since you're the host of it, like, is there something you're looking to get out of it?
yes,
I
thank
like that.
you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so what do we truly need? What am I looking to get out of it? I will answer that. And then also after that, how can we create it? So, like, what do we need? What do we want? What are we looking to get out of it? And how can we create the space that can do that?
Mhm.
So, I would say, I'm just looking because I kind of journaled some of this. So, what I deeply would love out of a women's group is, I want to answer this the right way.
Take your time.
I think it's really nice when you want to plug into a certain energy because not all energies are like active at all the times. Like there's phases of our life where we're like, oh, I want to feel more like healthy, or I want to feel more sexy, or I want to feel more connected to my husband, or I want to find a boyfriend, or I want to be really healthy, whatever. I kind of already said that, but there's different like things that we feel called to at different times, or I want to make more money, or I want to have a better business, or I want to have deeper female friendships, whatever that is. So I think one of the things that I'd really love is that if the space did a really good job of like categorizing and making it easily accessible to find like whatever you're looking for wherever you're at, while simultaneously having like this map of like all the aspects of your life
Mhm.
that we would want to work on, and then you can feel called to start somewhere, and then wherever you start you can access that information and that other people that are also trying to do that. And so that's something I'd like to be able to get out of it. Actually, that's something I'd like to do, but something I'd like to get out of it myself.
Mhm.
If I imagine going into like a women's group, say that had already existed or whatever, I wrote down is to be seen and heard and validated and not judged. So to kind of have a space to be able to speak my truth in a way that feels so safe
Mhm.
that you have like no worries in the world that like you can't just have other women like holding you like yes, like shit is hard
Mhm.
and like you're safe here.
I love
And
that.
that's like the first thing. And I have a couple more, but I
Yeah.
don't feel like I'm just going and going.
No, I love that, and I feel like I'm someone who's like when if I'm like telling someone something, or if I feel like I don't know them too well, and so it's like a new territory. I'm like, oh my god, did I overshare? Did
Mm,
I like say too much, and now they're like scared off or something? And this feels like the perfect place to like do that without any hesitancy. Like it's like you can share whatever you want and not feel judged
yeah.
because all these people are joining this group for the same reason, which is to feel validated or to feel heard and to speak their voice and speak their truth without being judged.
Yeah.
So I
And
know
to be
that's
able
something
to
too.
really like hold these higher frequencies of like compassion and non-judgment. And I think that we could do a really good job in educating how to like how to notice when we are judging
Hmm.
and how to reflect. So it's like kind of like holding the whole context of feeling safe, but also seeing our human nature
Hmm.
of how we believe that we could be judged. And so we're scared versus like how we judge. And like a lot of times the things that we're most scared of, it's because we have these qualities within ourselves. And so there is so much deeper healing that can happen when we confront some of the scary things in a safe place that's designed to ultimately liberate us from these fears as a collective so
Mhm.
that we can kind of all step into some higher vibes and higher frequencies
Mhm.
um, together.
I
So,
love that. It's almost like we're all gonna gain something different out of it, but be on the same journey to that end goal. I feel
yeah.
like. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I really do hope that it draws women that are looking for this in their lives and they want to be around other people that are actively pursuing this as well because I mean it won't be for everybody. And so that's why hopefully if we do really good marketing, we can really explain to people that like this is what it's about.
Mhm.
And if this is not what you're about right now, then that's okay. That might not be your space, you know?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
so I'll share three other points that I'd really like to get out of this group
Okay.
is I would love to a place to practice new ways of being so that
Ooh.
we can step out of our comfort zone. I know.
Ooh. You have such a way with words. I can't.
No, I really thought about this. Step out of our comfort zone and try something new and then be like, "Oh my God, I love that." Everyone's like, "I love it." Or you could be like, that wasn't me." Like it's okay to say like, "Oh, that was a little too much." You
Mhm.
know, but like it's a safe place. And so how that looks, I guess, would be like if you're someone that doesn't ever get on camera and share, if you're someone that doesn't go to live events, like do these things anyways and see how they make you feel. If you want to embody like self-love but you don't like to post things that don't have filters, like this might be the space. Like we might create a little category that says like slightly touched
Mhm.
versus real and raw, and
Mhm.
like get women comfortable embracing filters for fun but then also like embracing like the raw photos too. And like I just want to be more playful in this group and allow
Mhm.
people to try new ways of being, new identity, new things, and ultimately to build confidence. And again, to rise above any like all this shit that holds us down and holds us back and blocks us from being authentic and alive and confident. Like I'm trying to bust through all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. It's almost like what I said the other day where I was like, my sister is practicing this new thing where it's like getting comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes,
That's I feel
yes,
like it ties into it perfectly of like, okay, this is a little bit out of your comfort zone, but this is the safe space to try it in.
exactly. Like if there's
Yeah.
ever anywhere to try it, like here is the place.
Mm-hmm. I
And
love that.
so my number three would be, of course, friendships, sisterhood,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like you're part of something that's really meaningful and having that like real connection. And I wrote down like breaking that like isolation that we feel, that we like really get to be part of something very special and love and really like love each other and have like intimacy in a way that like women get to have that maybe it's kind of missing,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So that's like my third like thing that I really like to get out of it. My three of number four of four.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good point too because I feel like especially after COVID and stuff too, like I got very comfortable like being isolated. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't feel the need to like go out there and be like, let me make a ton of new friends, but I'm also at a point in my life where I'm like, I actually want that now. Like I'm 23, like I'm finding myself in my career and everything, and so I'm like being able to like get back into again being comfortable, being uncomfortable where
Yeah,
it's like this is a place to like step out of that comfort zone and be like, okay, let me put myself out there in a place that other people are going to be doing the exact same thing. It's almost like
absolutely.
a little stepping stone of like, okay, this is the first step in like putting myself back out there and finding new friends and
Yeah.
not just being comfortable in the spot that I'm in.
Yeah. And it's like that soul sisterhood and that soul
Mhm.
connection and finding that soul family because I think that we're given the family that we're given, and I've had some life of hard knocks realizing that sometimes like the family you're given is not like gonna like support your idea of family the way that you imagined it to be. And so we get to create a family and make connections and find things that are really special for each other.
Mhm. Mhm. I love that. Oh, so
So
sweet.
yeah, and like the other thing that's really cool, Jen, is that like you're for me, like I'm 41
Mhm,
and I'm married and I have a son and it's like it's about getting back out there and making friends where a lot of my friends that were younger, we were kind of all dispersed and we're in different
mhm,
like I'd like to also, and I think that there's like really power in diversity and also like uh, generational diversity as
mhm,
well, where we get to find our soul family, but they're not necessarily like all the same ages or all from the same walks of life. And I think that
mhm.
that really makes the group very dynamic.
100%. And also, we say this all the time, but like whenever we have our calls, I'm like, I feel like I've known you for a year, and it's been like maybe 3 months, and I'm like,
Um,
we wouldn't even know that there's like we're different ages or anything because genuinely finding that connection, I feel like I've already like found that with you too. So like to
Absolutely.
find that within a group like this, like I feel like we're already set up for success. And I
Yeah.
agree that like being in different like generations or whatever, like it's almost gonna make it even better. Because
Yeah. It's
I
like
feel like
friends for life. It's like, are we really is this really working? Are we
no no
really
no, we say that
working
every we say that every time we're like, okay, this is literally just girl talk, but like we're productive, we're getting stuff done. But
together?
like I love it. No, I know.
So, my fourth and final, like, real personal desire, is I wrote down, I'm reading, laughter, hope, and something to look forward to. So, I really want to have more fun in my life. And I think that, yes, like, this is definitely like a healing journey. This is a connective journey. This is a supportive
Mhm.
journey. But like, damn, where's the fun? Like, where's this is why it's called the wild,
I was gonna say it ties into the name of it.
the
Wild and
wild
Wild.
and wise women's group.
Uh-huh.
Like, we need to have like our edge, our wild side. Like, let's
Mhm.
have some fun, right?
I agree, and I feel like I feel like you often feel like you have to pick one, like, okay, I need to be very feminine, or no, I'm really wild and out there, but it's like all together being the feminine edge, wild and wise women's group, like we're gonna learn how to combine all three and
Mm,
tap into maybe the one or two that you're not so tapped into already. Like
yes,
the name truly, like when you told me it, I was like, oh, that's perfect.
yes,
Truly.
yes. That edgy badass, like
Hmm.
she's got an edge. Like she has like a something of that kind of thing,
Hmm.
or and I think the edge is kind of like that confidence.
Hmm.
And then the wild side is the fun and the free and the authentic and the girls, we know what we women know what wild means.
Oh, we know.
And then wisdom is bringing in like that that the ability to hold both, to be
Mhm,
wild and wise simultaneously and confident in doing so.
mhm.
you
I
know
agree.
it's very elevated because we don't want to be so wide, like we don't wisdom is still having the joy and the laughter and the freedom and the all the things, right, in a
Mhm.
way that isn't harmful and also very liberating. So
Yeah, and maybe understanding that like you don't have to be like the wisdom of it, understanding that like it's okay to laugh, it's okay to like not take everything so
let go,
seriously. Yeah. Yeah.
be successful
Mhm.
without like working ourselves to the ground.
Mhm.
Like, that is going to be a freaking theme, a whole month. We have a year theme.
I know,
Like,
literally.
because it's like we have to break these patterns and find
Mhm.
success.
I
Like
feel
I
like
want I
yeah.
want wealth in the hands of women. I want the whole group to be super wealthy and
Mhm.
embodied and alive and healthy and connected and have this incredible network. And I think it's here for us. Like I'm ready.
I agree. I am too. I feel like that's also perfect because talking about like being able to set that boundary of being successful, but like enjoying your life as well. Like I'm someone who when I graduated last year, like the job hunt was like the worst time of my life. Like I thought like I was literally like applying to jobs was a job for me, like genuinely.
Oh,
Because like I thought like, oh, coming out of college, I'm gonna have a job right away, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I was not prepared for what was about to happen. And even now, like working for like a year or so in social media marketing, like I'm someone who like when I'm scrolling on social media, it always feels like I'm doing it for a job. And so that's also something I'm like, I want to get out of this. It's like setting that boundary of like what is work and what's not, and how do I like set boundaries within myself. But I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Gosh, it's like I have a couple things to say to what you just said. One is that like it's really cool to create a network
Hmm.
where you're like, oh, I'm looking for a job. Like, does anybody, oh, I know somebody for that, or I got
Hmm.
you. Like, and I think that that like network and that connectedness is going to be really supportive. But
Hmm.
then I was also going to ask you,
Hmm.
like, what you would want ideally to get out of a woman's group. And I
Hmm.
think you kind of just answered that is like one of the things is learning boundaries and how to like navigate the different parts of your life.
Hmm.
And did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like I have like almost like a top three like you. I feel like number one is also definitely setting that boundary of like learning how to be successful in my career because I feel like I'm like if I'm not working, I'm not like making moves, I'm not getting like all that stuff, and it's like okay, you don't have to have that mentality all the time. It's
Yeah.
okay to take a break and know that you're still working really hard. And I would say like I'm also looking to gain number two would be like a sisterhood too. I love my female friendships. They're just so fun, and it's like a connection that no one else really understands. You know
Yes,
what I mean?
yes, yes.
Really?
It's like the just the feeling that like I don't know, it's like it's just it's too easy to have fun and just understand each other. Yes, I get
Exactly. Exactly. That would
so
be my
good. I don't even
answer.
know how to put to words
No, I know.
that thing.
I know. It's like just this knowing, this understanding of like in your brain, you're like, no, this is like a deeper connection that like y'all wouldn't understand. You guys wouldn't get
I
it.
know, like no words required.
No, no.
It's an
We're the
energy.
same way. We come on here and we're like, we see the same thing at the same time and we're like, yeah, we know. We
We
just
know.
know. It's
Yeah,
that psychic connection.
I know.
And then I would say the third thing I want to get out of it is like almost like new ways of I don't want to say therapy, but like healing or other stuff like that because I know we've talked about it, but like I don't love like talk therapy or stuff like that. And so learning how to heal in other ways is something that I'm really excited for as well.
Mhm. Yeah, because when we heal, we get more joy. Did you ever do
100%.
that the breathwork thing?
Mhm. Mhm.
How did it
That's
go?
what I'm saying. It was
Oh,
so
yeah. I'm
it
sorry.
was
I remember you did kind of tell me about it a little bit, but yeah.
it was like I said, like I've never done something like that, so I wanna do it I think a few more times to get used to it. But
Yeah.
like knowing that like it's almost like inner work, right? Like you're working through it in your head or all this stuff and it's like it's so powerful. And I
It
feel like
is.
not many people know about it. I didn't know
Well,
about it until you showed me it.
that's funny, and I'll share this because we're on a podcast right now, but
Mhm.
um I was like I've done like I can't even tell how many healing things. Like it's like if
Mhm.
it's most like there's always new stuff to learn about, but
Mhm.
I've covered quite some grounds. And one of the things I was always like not interested in was breath work. And I was like, trust me, I know how to breathe. I do yoga, like in and out, motherfucking like all the breaths, all the UGIs and the
Mhm.
fires and the like
Mhm.
I don't need another breath, trust me. And clearly I didn't know, I didn't understand that breath work really is there's other types of breaths that I had not yet discovered.
You're like,
Some of which
I maybe didn't know how to breathe fully.
maybe maybe like I was dismissing it because it's like I am so zen and past breathing, which is
Mhm.
clearly where I need to be working.
Mhm.
That's what I
Mhm.
think.
Mhm.
But yeah, I ended up not being able to sleep one night, and I had this beautiful shamanic breathwork healing journey, and one of which are resources we want to get to the community so that they can plug into anything that they need. And I was just blown away at my experience. The breath was designed to immediately make emotions that have been suppressed come up.
Mhm.
So it's a very triggering breath, but you are held in this beautiful healing space and you like they just come up and they release and it's like it's so beautiful, like this whole like journey and this like you call in your ancestors, like it's like
Mhm.
words don't even describe. And I just did this thing and had been having like pain in my arm. I used to be a body worker, and like the next day I like woke up and like it was gone. And I feel like I released.
Oh my god.
I know I haven't had pain like since I did this, and I actually just started having like a tiny little bit of cramping, but I'm overdoing other stuff.
You're like, "Time to do it
I'm
again."
not, I'm just going to stop while I'm ahead. I'm going to keep it sounding amazing. But the actual process was so incredible that I experienced the deepest release.
Mhm.
I felt like 10 years later, like all this yoga and stuff that I'm trying to like help lighten inside of me, it happened in a 20-minute breath work session. And I was like,
Mhm.
called on my girls. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, you got to check this out. Dude, you got to check this out. Dude, you got to check this out. And I'm like, we might as well just have a women's group. I'm going to post it once.
Mhm.
And I think that that's the point, is like knowing
100%.
that like we can call on some of these incredible guest speakers, and like I am going to seek out like the best of everything that just works. And we're going to do this. We're going to heal.
Mhm.
We're gonna shine, we're gonna glow, we're gonna radiate, we're gonna support each other, we're gonna become successful, happy, healthy together.
Mhm.
And like, let's freaking do this.
Let's freaking do it. Like, that's the thing is like maybe breathing work doesn't work for someone, but like the yoga will or meditation. I know we tried meditation in the workshop that I was in the other week with you. Like, it's like trying
Oh,
different
yes.
things, right? Like trying different things is the whole point of this. Finding what works. Like maybe breath work works for you and me, but not for someone else. And they'd rather do yoga. But like, guess what? Like, we're gonna have someone who knows how to do yoga, is yoga certified, stuff like that. Like people are going to be able to
Yeah,
find
and
something.
having the resources accessible. So you
Mhm.
say like, hate meditation, try this.
Exactly.
Hate this, try that. And I think that that will definitely be a component that will
Mhm.
be awesome. You
I agree.
know,
There's something for everyone.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, well, this was incredible. Like anything else that we felt like we needed to share today before we close? I'd love to, I don't know if like podcasts can like have other people, like maybe in the YouTube where it's posted, we could have people like share what they'd want out of a women's group if they were in one, because we
Yeah.
really haven't even gone live yet. So we're in the creation
Yeah.
stages.
I feel like we forgot to say that too. Like we're in the pre-launch right now. So it's like not even really launched yet, but like you're getting all the behind the scenes tea and the gossip about it. But like truly like if anyone like wants to leave a comment, because there's comments on here, like what is something that like even if you're not joining it, whatever, what is something that you would want to get out of a women's group? Because I feel like if we hear different opinions from everyone, that just helps us put it together in the best way possible. Like, even people who aren't in it, what would you want to get out of it? Because maybe that can appeal to someone else. So,
Absolutely,
mhm,
100%. So we'll definitely leave that in the comments, and love to hear what you resonate with, love to hear what you'd like to see, love to hear if you'd want to be a part of it. We'll put the link in. And
mhm,
this is a great time to be in it because this is like the creation phase. So you're part of the ground, you're part of the founding members, you're part of the design. Your voice will definitely be heard.
mhm,
And you
mhm,
will definitely be loved, and we will all really get to know each other, because right now it is a very small group of us, and that's all we need. Like we
mhm.
have like 4 or 5 women, and we are like here, and we
We're
really,
here.
really want more. We want more people. We want you to come. Like if you're listening, we want you,
Come, join, sign up.
know?
We
So
want you. We're fighting for you.
I know I feel like I should have like a
I know, like, the only point is I want you.
we want you.
You to show up. No, but like, when we also launched, like, officially, right, April 1st. And so it's like we still have time. Like
Yes.
it's just the like it's the perfect time also because it's like you're still in the pre-launch and people are gonna enjoy that, but like not too long before they get like the real in-depth
Yeah.
resources and lessons and all of that stuff. And it's like the perfect time too because with our discussions in the app and on the website, like in the group, that's the perfect place to like before everyone joins, like talk about like yourself, what you're looking to get out of it. So
Yeah,
it
because I
does
think
really
we
help.
will be in the creation. Sorry to cut you
Mhm.
off. I think we will be in the creation of it like all of April. Like even this
Mhm.
like year it's going to be developing, but it's definitely in the ground. I had one other thing I wanted to say, but I
Maybe we can also have people talk about like in the comments what themes would you love to dive into? Because on the website for the Feminine Edge, we have all of the themes that you are going to be talking about. But of course, if there's any that like aren't listed,
yeah, like
maybe you can,
sharing our beauty secrets and all sorts
yeah,
of stuff and like
skincare
where we
routine,
get really good
anything
clothes, huh?
like skincare routine, anything like. What is something that you want to know about that you feel like you could benefit from if it's not already there?
I'm just really excited. I'm so thrilled to be doing this and what's going to come of it, and I think it's going to be really magical.
Me too. I'm excited, and I feel like this was such a successful first episode.
Okay, so the last thing that I'd love for people to comment is I want to know about in-person desires. So this is technically an online community because it's so easy to stay plugged in and we're going to utilize this like social media aspect. However, I really feel that like in person is going to be important. And so it's looking at, I do feel like we're going to be across the US, across the globe, across the world. But I also would like love to be able to meet in person and like, how would we do that? Like what should we do? Like,
Mhm.
I feel like that's what I want to learn from others. I think this is where I'm really going to grow is
Mhm.
I know how to set up this incredible educational connected platform and I'd love like support in how to make it even better, but I also want to know like what can we do in person? Like how can we meet? How can we make this affordable and fun and accessible? And so there's probably people that know how to run retreats and know how to do things like that, and I think we should really add that element. That's what I was going to say.
Oh, love that. If you're like, cause we're on the East Coast, we're in Massachusetts, both of us, and so like if you feel like you want to join the group, anything like that, like I feel like it is important to say where you're from, where you're located right now, because it'll help us down the line be like, we have this many people in this city, and this many people wherever. And like also if people are in the works of like they work in retreat
Yeah,
center,
like if they have
event
access to like a
planning.
retreat center or like something like that,
Yeah.
like hit us up, email team@awakestudio.com and let's like collab and find some fun ways that we could do in-person stuff because that is like
Mhm.
that's gotta be a part, right?
100%. Even if it's like once a year, once every 6 months, like that would be perfect. Like once we build that connection, we're gonna be like, well, now I want to hang out.
I know, I know.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that was what I wanted to say, and just really excited to get all the feedback from the women that will be a part of this beautiful thing that we're doing, and just excited to see what it comes of it. So I hope that everyone has a beautiful week. I hope that you have a beautiful week, Jen.
You
And
too.
until next Friday, I think we're going to try to come on with the Julie and Jen show, and hopefully it
Episode
evolves
six.
more than just like
Hmm.
hopefully we who knows what we're gonna do, but I'm
Yeah, if
sure
you
it'll
like,
be very interesting knowing us.
yeah, if you liked us yapping, like tell us what else you want us to talk about.
That's what you want us
Literally,
to chat about.
literally anything. Like we'll do it. So the eyebrows, we'll do it.
I really do feel like I'm an open book, so it's kind of fun to just
Oh,
have people that are
100%.
willing to really talk
Yeah,
unfiltered.
the lore of Julie goes crazy too, so I love it, and I think you guys will too. So whatever else you want to hear from us, comment that below as well. We're
Thank you.
asking a lot of them. We're like, comment this, and this, but like if y'all
We're
want
making
to,
people work, and
if
this
y'all
is the
want to, you
part of
will.
it. This is the connection that we need. So,
Mm-hmm.
bye for now.
Bye guys.